How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the Positive Mindset Podcast, where we work together to raise our vibration, lift our perspective, and build a positive mindset. My name is Henry, and in this episode, we're going to talk about what type of mindset shift it takes and the perspective that you need to create the vision and live the life that you desire. But before we get started, we're going to take a few moments to slow down, zero in. We're going to take some deep, healing, meditative breaths to help us align on the frequency that we want in our lives. So you're going to pick a word. It can be love, joy, happiness, abundance, whatever frequency you want. And we're going to take a deep breath in. And when you're breathing in, you're going to say that word over and over and over again. Really charge yourself up with that energy. And then as you're holding your breath, visualize yourself doing something in that frequency. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take a deep breath in. And out. All right, well, we're going to do another deep breath. This one is about alignment, about getting ourselves in receiving mode so that we can receive the message that we need to hear today to get us in that positive perspective. So just imagine that you are surrounded by the most healing, uplifting energy that's meant specifically for you. It could have a certain color, a certain taste, a certain smell, however you imagine it. And when you breathe it in, it's going to charge you up. It's going to break down the negativity, the blocks, the weight, everything that's just been holding you back. And then once you exhale, anything that no longer resonates with you will leave you and you'll be in a more positive state. So let's go ahead and take another deep breath in. And out. So the mindset that you need to have, or the state of mind, I would say, that you need to be in to control your thoughts can be something that you really didn't expect. So one thing I'm working on is eating healthy, making sure that I'm making the right decisions on my food because I want to be in a healthier state, for my body. And I've done diets before, I've lost weight before, I've been in good shape before, I've done all those things, but it was always for a result. The whole time I would be dieting, I would be thinking about how I can't wait to achieve my goal so then I could eat a meal that wasn't healthy, reward myself is kind of the thought process. And every time that I've done this, it's ended up with me eventually gaining back some weight. And so it's this yo-yo experience. And this could apply to anything. It could apply to your work, it could apply to your studying, it could apply to your relationships, how you conduct your behavior. This can be for anything. I'm just using the diet because it's something that I'm actively training my brain on right now. So if I want to change, truly change my frequency and not just achieve a result that I'll soon lose, I have to change the process that I'm viewing things and the process that I'm thinking things. And so I was sitting here working on my podcast, typing up some notes before I got started, and this is one of the perfect times to have some snacks. It's when I give myself a little treat. I'm working hard, and so I usually will grab something and just something to snack on. But before you know it, those snacks really add up. And so I was sitting here working on the podcast, and I started getting frustrated. I could feel the hangry, as we call it, where you start getting agitated, you start thinking shorter, everything starts to affect you a certain way, and I was getting writer's block, and I was getting frustrated, and so in my mind I was like, why don't I just go get a little snack, reward myself a little bit, and then I can continue to work because I'm working really hard. I already worked a full day, I already took care of the kids, made sure they got to bed, spent some time with the wife, I've already done all those things. Why shouldn't I reward myself? And so I was sitting there and I'm like, how do I stop this thought? Because we are the observers of the thoughts, we're not the thoughts. If we decide they cannot control us, if we take back that control. And so I'm sitting here analyzing this thought. And the only way that I could think to break it, and this might work for you when you analyze a thought that you no longer want to resonate with, is I just laughed at it. I decided it's not that serious. I'm not starving to death. I'm working on a podcast that I truly enjoy. The electricity's on in the house. Everybody's healthy. Things are so good. And I'm getting frustrated. this energy doesn't serve me. And I just did this like silly little laugh in my head about what it was, because it's not that serious. I shouldn't take myself so seriously when I'm getting angry. Because what's the point? I'm never going to remember being angry this day when I was working on this. This day will blend in with the other. So why is this emotion causing me to feel a certain way? Why is it pulling me to do something? And then as soon as I started not taking myself so seriously, especially that thought, that's what I'm really not taking seriously. And maybe you can do that too. Just don't take the thought so seriously. Laugh at it if you must, and then let it go. Because you realize that's the old energy, your old homeostasis trying to pull you back in. That's all it is. The thoughts are not you. You are the observer of the thoughts, and thoughts are frequency. So if there's a frequency that you used to be trying to show back up because things like to stay the same, it's not attacking you. It's not against you. It just is what it is. And you can decide if it has that control over you. And when you laugh at it, when you don't take it so seriously, it makes it easy to create a new thought and observe that one, because what we observe, we're going to create more of. That's why the saying, the external world is a reflection of your internal state. So whatever you're looking at and seeing in life is what your internal state is. And that works both ways. How you're feeling on the inside is what you see on the outside, but what you see on the outside will help create what you see on the inside, because they both have to be true. And so when you start creating these thoughts, these frequencies, and then giving them the attention, because what I did in my head, I said, that thought no longer serves me. I am stronger than this. That frequency does not know who I am, and I do not serve it anymore. And so I'm changing the thought, and it's, I feel good. I'm doing something great right now that I enjoy, and I'm connected to infinite source. I do not need material pleasure to do what I'm here to do. And then I put that thought in its place. And I slowly started typing. I slowly started editing again. I slowly started creating the positive momentum that I wanted. And you can do this for anything, but you have to remember that it's a practice. You are not just trying to get good at it so you can achieve something next year, so that you can get a new job, so you can manifest whatever it is that you're trying to manifest. You're trying to perfect it because your infinite energy that continues forever is trying to get back to love. So every day is an opportunity for lessons. There is no day where there's no lessons. If the lessons stop, then you stopped trying to grow. There's opportunity in everything. Everything is constantly happening for you to have the opportunity to find love where it's not. That's all this is. So it doesn't matter if you started practicing this 10 years ago, or you're just now thinking, I need to make a change. I want to shift my energy to something positive. Well, you're the creator. And if you're hearing this now, then there is no time but now. You doing this today and committing to always be in that frequency of challenging the thoughts and making sure that they align with your true vision is just as good as somebody that's been doing it for 10 years. Because the past doesn't matter, the future doesn't matter, it's now. Because now is the frequency that you're existing in, and your frequency is up to you. So stay focused, start observing your thoughts. Don't take them so seriously, because when you don't take them seriously, it's easy to replace them. It takes away the pressure, because if it's not a serious thought, then you can easily think of something else that suits you, that fulfills you, and replace it. And you do it again and again and again. Consistency is how we create the momentum and the future frequency that we want. That's the only thing we have in this life or outside of it consistently. Following the patterns, thinking the thoughts, and doing the actions to create what we want. That should be a law, the law of consistency. So let's take today, let's focus on the now, and be the rising tide that lifts all ships. Well, thank you so much for listening. I hope this episode was impactful and got you thinking about what you can do to be the observer, to witness your thoughts and decide if they resonate with you. And if they don't, create the future that you desire. And if you want to make sure you don't miss a single episode, make sure you subscribe to my email list. There's a link in the description. It will keep you up to date with every single episode. And if you want to follow me on social media, there's my Instagram and TikTok down below. Instagram, of course, is the best place for direct messages. So I appreciate everybody that has reached out to me there and let me know how the podcast has impacted them. It means the absolute world to me. Well, thank you so much for listening. Have a great day, and I can't wait to talk to you next time.